Carmi Levy, CTV tech analyst, joining us as he does every Thursday afternoon. So, Carmi, I'm very excited. I know we kind of talked about this before. I always bring this up because I saw a video someplace and I thought, hey, we can't be that far away from this. The Tesla, in this case, the Tesla flying car. Now, it's not a thing, but it could be a thing. Is that the idea?
Yeah, Elon Musk wants us to believe that it's a thing. He was appearing on the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and Joe Rogan was asking him about the Tesla Roadster, and that was the vehicle that was introduced in 2017. It was teased, and a whole bunch of people put down $50,000 deposits on this $250,000 vehicle. And yet we've heard crickets since then. They haven't actually delivered it yet. And so Joe Rogan was asking about it, and Elon Musk, rather than telling him, yeah, this is when people are actually going to get their cars, he started to talk about flying cars, and he hopes to unveil a flying car before the end of the year. And he talked about what he said is crazy, crazy technology. He said it looks like a car. It's technically a car, but it's something you're really going to want to see. He says it will be the most memorable product unveil ever. This is very similar to what he did a couple of years ago when also he was being pressured on when people are going to finally get their cars. And he said that he was going to put rocket assist on them to bring down the 0 to 60 time. So he's made this promise before. Everyone gets all in a tizzy, and yet there are people who have given him a $50,000 interest-free loan for 8 years, and he still hasn't delivered, let alone a flying car, a regular car. I think most of us would settle for a regular car by this point.
Now, hold on a second, because Tesla had a Roadster, their original car, right? This two-seat Roadster. I remember taking one for a test drive a million years ago. You can go on eBay, by the way, and buy one of these cars for like 60, 70 grand US. So you can buy old ones. Is the issue that there's been nothing after a certain time?
Yeah, so the original Roadster was based on a Lotus design that they sort of replaced with, they replaced the innards with electrics, and that was sort of the first Tesla that you could ever buy. And then when that ran its course, they showed a design for a new version, kind of version 2.0 of the Tesla Roadster. That was supposed to be like so much better. It was incredibly sexy looking, incredibly fast, 0 to 60 of 2.1 seconds. I mean, everything about this car was just off the charts. And of course, everybody put a deposit down on it, but we have not seen it since. And that's, Elon Musk promises a lot of things, and I'll give him credit for the whole SpaceX thing, give him credit for getting Tesla to where it is now. But more recently, he's really failed to deliver on a lot of the things that he's promised. And in many cases, he's simply, like, for example, his big thing a couple of years ago was adding sound effects to the car so that it could sound like flatulence. I mean, that was a marketing feature. So he's got to get back to his basics. I know he's got a lot of other things on the go. But, these folks who are waiting for these vehicles to be delivered, they don't want promises. They want something in their driveway.
So still no flying cars is what you're saying.
No flying cars. I mean, look, I grew up on Jetsons reruns. I want my flying car too. But Elon Musk is not going to be delivering them anytime soon.
Fair enough. All right. Then there's a story here, and I don't fully understand what this means. What is ghost tapping?
So ghost tapping is, and this is something we're going to have to pay attention to because we're going into the holiday shopping season where we're going to be in crowded malls and, walking down St. Catherine Street and all that. So the Better Business Bureau is warning us about it. Basically what it is you're walking down the street or you're in a crowded store. Somebody walks up to you with a card reader and they tap. They might bump you in the back or bump into your bag or your purse. And that activates the credit card that's in your wallet, or it activates the mobile wallet on your phone. So you take a look at your transactions and you realize, I didn't buy that, and yet someone has literally stolen virtual money from you. So they're saying to be incredibly careful. Watch your cards and your phone. Make sure that when you actually do use a point-of-sale terminal like a Square or a Stripe, one of those sort of tap-to-pay devices, that you know who the vendor is. If you're at a festival or a market, for example, make sure they're not kind of sketchy because there are a lot of vendors who are using it for that. And get yourself an RFID, it's known as radio frequency ID blocking wallet, as well as a pouch for your phone. That way, when you're carrying it in your pocket or your bag or your coat, no one can just walk up to you in the middle of nowhere and kind of bump into you and then get the sort of the tap to pay without your permission.
Well, hold on.
You might also want to consider turning off tap to pay and just using the old sort of chip, slide it in and give your PIN. That requires authentication. Tap to pay does not.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that I could have my phone in my pocket, right? Not holding it, it's in my pocket, and someone could walk up to me and, just tap my pocket with whatever device they have and actually get it to pay for something?
They absolutely can. So just about every
What?
smartphone that you buy today has a technology called NFC, Near Field Communications. That's what allows you, when you walk up to pay for your groceries, you pull your phone out of your pocket, you reach over to the point of sale terminal, and then you tap it. And so same technology as in a tap to pay card. We love it because it's convenient because you don't have to use a PIN. You don't have to enter a password. Tap, paid, gone. And of course, so that very technology, it works within about 10 centimeters. It's very short range radio, but it is good enough that if someone gets up close enough to you in public, say in a crowd, maybe in the metro, somewhere where, they would be literally standing right next to you, it's fairly easy for them to bump you, activate the tap to pay mechanism, and before you know it, you have made a purchase that you did not intend to make.
Okay. How do I turn this off on my phone?
So you turn off the tap-to-pay functionality. It depends on whether you're using iOS or Android, but you can turn that off or just don't set up your mobile wallet. But also, this is a risk for regular old plastic credit and debit cards. So you might want to keep them in a shielded case. It's known as a Faraday case. You can buy them for cheap, but I highly recommend if you go out in public, use one of those.
They told us to do that for car keys, right? If you left your car key just inside your door, right? People are stealing it by having the same ability. To just go ahead and get your code. And they said, put it either in tinfoil or get one of these, what you just described, one of these pouches, and that would work to, keep your car from being stolen. While you're talking, I just went on so I have an iPhone, and I went tap to pay. Nothing comes up as tap to pay. So I'm going to have to find the settings somewhere else to turn this off.
Yeah, or if your credit card or your debit card in the setup for that, you can turn off tap to pay on the card and on the account.
Okay. Oh, I see. Pre-authorized payments. Okay. Not for me, asking for the listeners. Okay. And then finally, let's get to this story, which is study concludes cybersecurity training doesn't work. Well, that's good to know. Yeah,
University of California at San Diego Health, they researched 20,000 employees, and they found that even if they had been trained on learning to recognize what a phishing message looks like, in some cases, the folks who got the training were actually more likely to click on a fake lure than folks who got no training. And they found that it doesn't matter whether you got trained a month ago or whether you got trained a year ago. The effect of traditional training methods isn't working as well as we would like it to work. It's not protecting us better. The lesson out of this, though, is that it's not that training isn't effective. It's the kind of training that most companies roll out. They do this like sort of secret shopper thing, send out a message that looks like it's coming from the CEO. And if you click on it, and it won't lock up the company, but it will get you an invitation to additional training. So they're using punitive methods that don't really give us additional knowledge. What we really need are trained individuals in classrooms, scenario-based training, use cases, real life, human-to-human training, which, of course, costs a lot more. Most companies aren't willing to make that investment.
We'll leave it at that. All right. I'm still angry about the flying cars not being available. So,
Me too.
All right. Carmi, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice. Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.